through the good road of unlimited possibilities, through the good road of reduced crime, through the good road of respect and strong institutions, through the good road of unity of River State, through the good road of prosperity to God's own house. And what is in the house of God? At least everybody is agreed on the fact that the best things can be found in the house of God. And that is what dowry represents. It's going to bridge every possibilities, every skills, every tribe. In him you will not find a village champion. In him you will not find a lopsided infrastructural development. In him you will not find deprivations. In him the political space will not be eclipsed. In him you're going to have performance by excellence. Performance that will position River State as the hub of industrialization. In him, you will find the industries in River State that have been moribund to be revamped. In him, you will see Transamadi come back to probably much more than what it is, and that will be the model for other industrial parks to be developed. In him, you are going to find so many positives. Education will be given first-class attention, and people will begin to see, by the time he brings in mix of education, people will see that innovation is there. In him, our administration, the administration of the Action Alliance that will be in place by March or May next year, will be technologically
and that
driven.
is if you win the election.
No, we will. We have seen God has not been anybody, any human being that starts a project and abandons. Dawari's contest is that of faith and love from the people. Dawari's contest is on the backdrop of performance by excellence between the time 2009 and 2015 that he has been in public service.
Yeah.
Dawari's in the contest is that of giving Rivers people hope is a better choice. We're not here to model up things. We're not here to cause confusion. We're not here to, it does not have a baggage. There is no axe he has to grind. Dawari does not have a godfather. It is only God that is his father. The other brothers he has is the Rivers people, Rivers man and woman. In Dawari's government, the pensioners will be his fathers. The pension woman will be his mother. In Dawari's government, that civil service structures that you see that are dilapidated, that is against every environmental, every public health safety standard of habiting such things, Dawari will renovate it. In Dawari's place, there will be innovation. The civil service will not only be rejigged, there will be impetus added to them to perform. Because that is the engine room. In Dawari's government, you will not see impulsive administration. You will see deliberate planning. And everything will be done deliberately to enhance the economy of River State without double taxation, without tarting, without molestation, without discrimination, without anything. In Dawari's administration, you'll be a mix. You'll see a mix of education that will act. There are three key things that affect education: the access, the affordability, the curricula. In Dawari's own, you will see innovations in all of these three. And you will see that there will be transparency.
Fantastic.
I can go on and go on.
Of course, I know you can go on. That is quite an elaborate introduction of your candidate. But again, we also know that before now, there have been some court cases. There seems to be like a hinge to perhaps the pace your candidate would have lovely to work. Two separate federal high courts sitting in Port Harcourt over the week affirmed Dr. Dawari George as the authentic governorship candidate of the Action Alliance, AA in River State. And again, that has also put a stop to any activity that may have slowed you down. But again, the big thing is, what is now responsible for what I may just call seemingly non-visibility of your candidate in the political space?
Okay, first, let me thank God. You know, Dawari believes that everything it does is powered by God and the magnanimity of the people. But it's also important that we let you know that he's a straightforward character. It's something that he was not just born with it, but by inclination, he likes doing his things straight, perfect, and transparently. Dawari got the ticket without any backhand current. So from day one ab initio, we know that nothing political criminal we have done. We knew that we have not wronged the law. And we know that we are certainly coming to come out very victorious, even when these seeming distractions came. They were actually instigated distractions. from people
When you
that
say instigated, what do you mean by instigated?
because when a man who does not have interest, who does not have a locus, goes to file frivolous cases, it's just to cause you distraction. And that man, from all investigations, you see that there are unseen hands behind him to say, this guy is going to be a threat to us. Why not distract him? So we refuse to be distracted. That's why you don't even see us making noise on the radio addressing that matter. But at the end of the day, even when perceptions of the courts in Rivers State have been somehow narrowed, we believe that God was going to do his own. We believe that our straightforwardness was going to give account of itself. And therefore, we went to the court. We won. We won, even when the Court of Appeal judgments have not come out, that is now becoming a bandwagon that people are benefiting. We won in that same Federal High Court. All our cases we won in the Federal, we never lost anyone, and we will continuously win. We believe that even when we win, we are still humble in victory, because that does not benefit Riversman. That worry is focused on what benefits Riversman. That worry is focused on when the next year the floods come, how will the Orashi people be given a sense of livelihood? How will they not suffer again what they suffered, the monumental destruction and dislocations in their life? That is what Dawari is focused about. Dawari wants to see that kidnapping drops to the barest minimum. Dawari wants to see that the industries work again without wasting money. We're going to come up with a template that, when we tell Rivers people that we'll do this, we'll not just tell you we'll do this. If there is time, we'll tell you how we'll do it. And you see that it's unique. It's innovation. We think both within and outside the box to be able to profile solutions to Rivers' problem.
And Francois, definitely we would have Dr. Dawari join us in the studio sometime later. I know that for very important reason he's not been around again, and we'll definitely have him in the studio. But again, I'm very, very interested in the judgment, particularly the one delivered by Justice Ajoku. In the judgment, Justice Ajoku warned against external interference in the internal affairs of political parties by third parties, even as he stated that the sponsorship of person to contest election was the internal and domestic affairs of political parties, and as such, the court was backed by law. Again, let us leave the aspect of court, but again, external interference. Is that a case in Action Alliance? Were there external interference? And who are these external interference? And again, what gives you the assurance that we've seen the end of these external interferences?
First, when a person that does not have a stake in anything that has been done by the Action Alliance, correctly done too, come up with frivolous litigations, that they're externally instigated. That's why I choose my words the first time I said it's instigated. And the court was very clear. Look, you don't have a business here. Don't be an unwelcomed interloper. So that is the basis. They are external, and they will continue to fall like a pack of cards. Now, let me tell you, the lawyers will usually say, if you build something on nothing, it will definitely fall. So you can see that even while we're in court, some persons have approached us, let us settle. Somebody sent me to do this, let us settle. And we said, look, we're not against anybody, we're for peace. But what are we settling on? We must settle on the basis of truth. We must settle on the basis of transparency. Did we run foul to any law? No. So having gotten this judgment, and with the plethora of judgment coming from the Court of Appeal and even the Supreme Court, we practice a common law system where hierarchy of courts are respected. We do not see, in fact, the energy to continue is not there because there is nothing actually to continue, in the first place. And Shegu, in your opening remark, you said there has been a seeming lull in our activities. That's not true.
But again, that is what it seems, because not so much is heard of the AA and the candidates of AA, Dr. Dawari. Perhaps you want to tell us what have you been doing and why Rivers people should take AA serious in the coming election?
Okay, first, Rivers people should take AA serious because Dawari is a very serious-minded person. Like I said, he has no godfather, no godmother. He's dedicated on delivering service. He has a normal service in him to deliver for the good of Rivers people. Now, within this period, you know that we're not the money bags. We're not like the other money bags parties. So we are constructively strategizing our energy and our approaches to the best, how we can get the best political capital about it. And I must tell you that it has been fantastic. Our door-to-door campaigns have been there, and they are doing very well. Optics, they are part of politics, but we've been able to design our programs in such a way that we have overcome the seeming challenges of whatever impediments placed on our way. And we're doing well. We're doing solidly well. I want to tell you that beyond the door-to-door campaigns, groups have been endorsing and meeting, taking responsibility. Here you have an organic situation where other candidates go to woo people. But in Dawari, people take interest, they look for him, and they are very organic about it. And if you give them assignment, they are coming, you give them any assignment, they do it. Or sometimes they are the ones telling you, this is what we want to do for you. And they have been doing it. And that is why you can find us in every nook and cranny of Rivers State, even without, where our billboards are. Human beings, where our billboards have not gone to, human beings know us. And we must thank the generality of Rivers people. You know, Rivers is a religious organization, both ways, all religion. And there is something that aggregatedly they have come to agree, and that they need peace. And that the only candidate they find that can actually give not a fluke, but a sustainable peace without anything that will sustain it is Dawari.
That is my estimation, because we don't have the statistics to back up that. Neither do we have a report of the research.
Yes, I will also tell you that, you know, we go to school to acquire knowledge. If you talk of that, Dawari has acquired this Western knowledge. He has a PhD in political science. Not just a PhD in political science. His developmental research, his thesis and post-PhD experiences has been on development. So he knows what development is. He will tell people what development is. He will practicalize what development is. And again, like I said, if you follow his track record, he has left legacies of performance between 2009 to 2015 that is in public service. It has been a legacy of performance from the National Youth Council, from the local government, from the 9 months as a commissioner in Rivers State, from the 4 years he spent in National Assembly. It has been a track record of performance. Again, I will tell you, there is something very critical. Beyond the acquired knowledge, there is something we call experiential knowledge. Dawari was born in Rivers State. He has traveled the nooks and crannies of Rivers State repeatedly. He has friends, brothers, built bridges before now. He knows the problems of Rivers State, not reading that as an academic thing, but especially experiencing it, touching it, feeling empirically. So he knows the solutions. He's not going to begin to ask questions. That's what he knows.
Fantastic. You're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. It's up 69 days to the presidential and National Assembly election and 83 days to the March 11th governorship election in Nigeria. And campaigns are on. All political parties are already seeking votes of the electorate. But we're asking, beyond the rallies, candidates' manifestos and the promises, what is actually on the ballot come 2023. And of course, here in Rivers State, we're also looking at the candidates of the AA, with 2 cases dismissed by the court. The candidacy of Dr. Dawari George to participate in the March 11, 2023 governorship election under the banner of the Action Alliance in Rivers State has been authenticated. But again, how much does Dr. Dawari George has to offer for Rivers people? A lot of people have said, well, yes, he is young, but a lot of people believe that his visibility is not strong enough. How correct is that? We're speaking to Christian Otiasa Livingstone. Christian Otiasa Livingstone is the Deputy Director, Debates of the Action Alliance, AA. And we're looking at DIG, its promises and its visibility in Rivers State. And we thank you so much for joining us. Now, again, don't forget you can join us and participate on this show. We're live on our social media platform. On Facebook, we're live. On YouTube, we're live on Super FM PH. And don't forget you can download the Super FM app on Play Store, Super FM Global, and send in your comments and also participate live. We'll throw open the telephone lines 07050791021 and 08117431021. Again, Christian Otiasa said the best thing to happen to Rivers State in 2023 is DIG, Dawari George of Action Alliance. Do you support that? And let's take 2 calls and we come back more. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Lugaman calling from a chair.
Fantastic, Lugaman. Thank you so much for joining us. So,
Yes,
Tell us.
I greet your guest in the studio.
Do you
Good morning,
agree
sir.
with the
Christian
guest in
Otiasa.
the studio that the AA candidate Dawari George has been very visible to the electorate in River State?
My brother, it will be very difficult that Adawari George is visible. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Because I know he's a young man, but I am advising him. So please, I know you're a riverine man. Collapse your ambition to that of APC, so that this part of riverine, these multiple people coming out from riverine is no good for our democracy. We want this power to shift from upland to riverine. You know, we have what we call upland and riverine dichotomy. Adawari George going to the poll, he will lose the election. But why he collapsed his ambition to join it with APC and other persons joining with APC, I believe too well that Kalabari people will receive this governor, and it will be a good one to them, because there is a lot of
Well, apologies, Lugaman, your line is breaking. We apologize for that, but let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday.
Yes, good morning. My name is Thomas McKay, calling from Kokana.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I want to thank your guest in the studio. You talk about Dr. Dawari George. I agree with him that Dr. Dawari George is a young man with experience. But one of the challenges that we have in the state today, you will agree with me that for over a period of 12, 15 years, there are two persons that have held River State to ransom. And River people have come to the point where they don't want their state to be monopolized by single individual. Dawari George will make a better leader tomorrow when he's able to separate himself from his friend, Rotimi Amechi. People see Dawari George as a plan B of Rotimi Amechi, and River people doesn't want to allow him to produce the next door of River State, just like they don't want to allow Nelson UK to produce the next door of River State.
All right, thank you so much for that. And there you have it. We just take one more. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday.
Hello, good morning, Sheikh Gulabi.
Good morning, sir.
This is called a big James Sudo question, quite active, very, very critical.
Good.
Let me greet my brother. I'm very, very happy with the vision of his principal. But I have an issue. The issue I have is that I'm trying to beg the Kalabari people not to play the kind of political, process the Igbos or the factors that have been playing over the years not to got the presidential seat. Because every political era or election era, you see tens and thousands of Igbo men and women coming out to contest for one presidential seat. At the end of the day, they will not get it. I am using this opportunity to appeal to the Kalabari people.
Okay.
The Warren Sinabu of Kalabari, the Alamo Council, the Amayana Boards of Kalabari, to hold their sons and daughters together. Let them have a common political front. The only viable person that have the character, the finance, the muscle, the background, and the support across all the 23 local governments is the candidate of APC. So they're cool.
Right.
I'm not forcing about. I'm making a passionate appeal because I want a Kalabari man to become the governor of this state. I want the river to have an Africa and a job person. I understand what we are passing through. The only way we can get it right is if all of us join our hands together and make sure that we win this election.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
Just in a minute, sir. Just in a second, sir.
Okay.
That agenda should be translated to Toyoku. Their manifesto should be translated, and we are going to follow it according to all their plans. Let us build a vital river state to Dawari George and Toyoku. I will be very happy for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And don't forget that you can follow us on Facebook and send us your comments on Facebook at Super FM 93.3 FM on Facebook. And also we're live on YouTube. It is Super FM PH. You can download our application on the Play Store, Super FM Global, and send us your comment on the application. And with two cases determined by the court, the candidacy of Dr. Dawari George to participate in the March 11 governorship election under the banner of the Action Alliance AA in River State has been authenticated. But the question is, how visible is Dr. Dawari George to the electorate? And there you have it. Otiasa Christian is joining us. He is the Deputy Director Campaign of the AA Action Alliance in River State. Otiasa Christian, you heard the callers.
Yes.
And one of them actually said, Dr. Dawari George is a governor for the future. Do you agree?
Shegu, thank you. There are three questions that were entertained, and I think two are almost aligned. I will start with that of the appeal of Jones and Bekay. Bekay made the point that Rivers people, by his own estimation, and probably he will be very correct, I want to align with him, wouldn't want a pro, I don't like calling names, but I'm only quoting him, a pro-Amechi, a pro-Wike candidate. Now, Jones made an appeal that the elites and the institutions of Calabar should be able to unite and probably downsize their candidates, and all of them should line behind Tonye Cole of the APC. Now, let me tell you this. First, Dawari does not have any ropes behind him. Nobody is not tied to anybody.
So when you talk about ropes, exactly,
Yes.
I just wanted to explain that. When you say he has
I
no
want
ropes
to-
behind him.
Yes, I want to use ropes in the line of how Bekay has used it, Wike and Rotimi Amechi. Dawari is an independent-minded person.
But of course, you know that politically speaking, that cannot be totally correct.
No, that would
you
be
must
correct.
have someone.
No, that would be correct because, look, I can have a family relationship with you. I can also have a political relationship with you. And when our interest or the way we want to render service to Rivers people seem not to align again, we can sever our political relationship. Our family relationship will remain. So if you know the character and upbringing of Dawari, nobody is not a cheap person. Nobody will be able to instigate him to say, come and contest for whatever purpose. Dawari is focused, dedicated, and contesting to win without praying for any downfall of anybody, anyhow. So he's contesting, focused. He's been motivated by the level of service he has in his heart to render to Rivers people. And I must tell you again that Dawari is free from all fetters. He's independent in whatever he does. So the Rivers people are his godfathers. Beyond God, the Rivers people are his godfathers. So he does not have a problem. He's neither sponsored by anybody or any godfather. It is the volunteers, is the people who know, even the apolitical, both the political and apolitical people, the elites and the common men that are sponsoring Dawari. So Rivers people should be rest assured that he has no encumbrances. And again, he has no axe to grind with anybody. He's at peace with anybody. Now, take that to one side. Now, you say Calabari people should begin to downsize their candidate. It's a good appeal. But I know, I may be wrong, but I know that Calabar are mostly Republicans. And I know that persons are attempting to do something. Let us haste it slowly. Let us see how that attempt can come. But I can tell you that that attempt will not just be arbitrary. It will be based on the facts on the ground. The APC that, I hate to do this. I'm also a member of the APC. The APC that they
You were a member or you are a member?
I am still a member of the APC.
How could you have been a member of two political parties
No,
at the
I'm
same
not a
time?
member of two political parties. I support Dawari Bitola George because of the credentials and what I know of him. That
Okay.
is the best candidate. I've just told you, in terms of Western education, he is the best. In terms of experiential knowledge, none of the persons they are mentioning comes close to him. In terms of knowing, see, even knowing if we restrict this election to Calabar, I will tell you the three LGs Dawari will win. Then it is not a Calabar. I'm coming.
Let's not just make a flat statement.
I'm
When you
coming.
say
Shegu,
the
I'm
3
old.
LG of Kanabari,
Shegu, I'm
perhaps
old.
you may just want to
Shegu.
take us deep into it. What are your statistics here?
Shegu, I'm old. You know, I have my statistics. I will not expose everything to you. I studied mathematics as a first degree. I know what I'm talking. I've been following politics. My mother is from Aristown. I played Degra politics. I've been playing agricultural politics. I know the nooks and crannies. There is no Calabari village that I don't know, that I have not slept. There is no Calabari creek, Amlet, plantation that I have not slept. I know what I'm talking about. Forget the euphoria. You know, the Calabari people have this adage. The eagle is just flying. The kingship is not his. The kingship is for Dawari George, and at the end of the day, you will see it. Now, but I want to tell you something. The structures they allude to in APC does not exist.
Well,
I'm coming.
That's also a statement you cannot substantiate
You see,
because it is not good. You cast aspersion on the political party.
No,
When
but
you say the
people-
structure they allude to does not exist, you can't substantiate that.
People have just, you know that it's not in my character, but if I don't speak to it when they have raised it, silence will be taken as acceptance. You understand? I do not see how the APC presently in Rivers State can better Dawari George.
Again,
in any
APC
election.
is not the only political
I'm
party
coming.
going into the governorship
They
election.
speak-
And one of the things the callers have said is that your candidate is too quiet and is seeming serious for this particular election.
It's not too quiet. We have been talking to people. Before now, we inaugurated our campaign office. Before now, we have been consulting. There's nobody that has consulted more than us. That we don't make noise about it is not important thing. At the appropriate times, the noise will be made, and you see that every noise that is made, Rivers people that control vast majority of people will be followership, love, will come and not just own it up, they will speak to it.
You're talking about the appropriate time. When is the appropriate time? We have about
Shegu,
83 days to the
politics,
governorship
in
election
politics, 1-2
and
days.
just about 70 days to the presidential election.
Shegu,
So when is the appropriate time for you?
In politics, 1 to 2 days, 3 weeks is more than enough time. And like I said, we have been consulting, we have been campaigning everywhere. We're on the streets. Unknown to you, sometimes I'm in the park. Sometimes if I go to the village, I talk till even yesterday we were somewhere. The deputy governorship candidate is going around. Other persons, other structures, our campaign council has been inaugurated. They are doing their work massively. We're in UST talking to students, even when the environment was hostile.
Again, some of those people you're talking about, the issues there, how many of them actually will vote in the election? And don't forget, one of the callers actually said, yeah, fantastic, beautiful credentials you've rolled out about Dawari George. And he said he's a governor for the future. Is that correct?
That is not correct. That's why I'm trying to tell you. We have not even talked about his programs. We have not talked about his manifestos. If you see the manifesto that we have been selling out, we have reduced it. It's a 17-page manifesto, but we have reduced it to just 3-4 pages for ease of consumption. We have been selling it. We have been approaching groups. People are coming quietly. We don't want to be noisemakers.
But you have to be noisemakers because this is election.
No.
Again, when you say you don't want to be noisemaker, determine what you call noise, but the noise is what sells in politics. You're a politician. You should know that.
No, I said the optics count.
Yes.
And we're making the optics at the appropriate time. Today I'm here. I'm talking. If I don't come to tell you that we've been consulting, you probably will not know. And I have assured you, our consultation has been so fruitful that at the nick of time, you will see that people that you least expected with mass followership will come, not just say it, but they will own it up and speak to it. You will see. So Dawari is an adept person when it comes to election management. So as a person, he knows what to do, and he's doing it. We're there. So many other persons from every strata of life are there. We're doing our work. And I'm coming. You will see. Like, I don't like criticizing other political parties, but they brought it up, that's why. And I'm telling you that in this APC, people know, the APC people, they know that most of them, they will even vote for that one.
Now, we will still talk to you more on that. You're listening to Point Blank this Saturday with 2 cases determined by the court and the candidacy of Dr. Dawari George to participate in March 2023 governorship election under the banner of the AA authenticated. The question is it visible enough for this election? And again, we have joining us in the studio the Deputy Director, Debate of the Action Alliance, which is the DIG group, Dr. Dawari George group. Again, he's been telling us that the optics matters. Again, would you say the optics are in favor of Dr. Dawari George going into the 2023 election? Don't forget, you can send in your comments via Facebook. We're live on Facebook, and you can also follow us on YouTube and watch us live on YouTube, Super FM PH, or simply download our application on the Play Store, Super FM Global. Drop a comment there, and you can send us a voice note on WhatsApp. Drop a voice note on WhatsApp, and the number is 090-594-8101. Drop a voice note. We'll take another set of call, and we'll be looking at what the story is saying on the social media, and we'll be reading all of that. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Hector. My name is Hector.
Hector, and where is Hector calling from?
I'm calling from Ogogoro this morning.
So, Hector, tell us, in your own perspective, Otiasa Livingstone said the optics matter. Do you think the optics are in favor of Dr. Dawari George going to the 2023 governorship election?
I have my doubts. The Calabari candidates in the different political parties, they are all very brilliant. They are intelligent. But I don't know what it takes or it will take for Dawari George to win the election. He is an intelligent man also. He's a brilliant man. I like him, but the possibility of him
winning the ticket, the governorship, is really questionable. Because when it comes to the Kalabari houses, the vote is not going to be block vote. It's divided because they have so many of them. You have the likes of Ambassador Sugmabo Jacques. You have the likes of Dumolu Ludwig. These are persons that are generally accepted by the people also. They are known. We know their programs, especially Sugmabo Jacques. We know his program over the years. He has been with the people, for the people from January to December, even before political year, before political month. So the Kalabari people, I pray that they clinch the governorship come 2023. But they are too divided.
Okay.
Only one person can have this office, and they should unite by coming up with a consensus candidate.
Fantastic.
Because when it comes to the Ogoni houses, they have, a notable person like Magnus. And the vote is going to be decided by the Kwere people in this state. Because
Well,
it's
thank
like
you
the
so much,
struggle between
Hector.
the Ogonis and the Kalabari people.
Thank you so much,
So I
Hector.
think they should all come together and think as one person that will be accepted.
Thank you, Hector. And let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. Point Blank Saturday. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. All right, I think we have a problem with that particular line there. And let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Shehu.
Thank you so much. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Comrade Anaya Kubeze. I'm calling from Elele.
Comrade Anaya, good morning, and thank you so much.
Yes. The program this morning is very interesting. The man, Dr. Dawari George,
Yeah.
is 100% to be the governor of Rivers State on 2023.
It will shock them.
He has all it takes. He's kind. He's accommodative. So, if I begin to enumerate what Dr. Dawari George has to be the governor of Rivers State, it will take enough time. In summary, I urge every Rivers State man, indigenous and non-indigenous in Rivers State, to vote Dr. Dawari George on 2023.
All right. Thank you so much, Anaya. I think you have made your point. Let me just take this one.
Hello, good morning.
Could you turn down the volume on your radio set to avoid a holdback?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, my name is Akanto. I'm calling from Bodo.
I can't tell you, we need to move away from the noise. We are having a lot of interference. I can't tell.
Sorry, I'm in a very question. Just at the front of your radio station.
All right, very well. Go ahead.
Shego, yes, you have a pertinent question. Is Honorable Dawari George visible to all Rivers people? My answer here is no, because I live in an instant land where I supposed to know somebody who is to be the first citizen of Rivers State. And I speak now. I am from Ward 2 in Kana local government area.
Okay.
And even in Kana local government area, Shegu, I have never seen the campaign team of Dawari George. I only know that Dawari George was former member of House of Representatives as a student of current affairs. But at this point, somebody, a notable citizen of Rivers State, who is trying to be the governor of Rivers State, a touristic state of ours, is now visible not only in Ward 2 in Kana local government area, but not in Kana local government. But that aside, Shegu, I want to ask a question, Shegu. What is the rule map of the Dawari George, if eventually met as governor of Rivers State, on education and scholarship and employment? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And again, we were asking Livingston Otisha. Now, don't forget, we did say that sometime later on, Definitely before the election, we will have Dr. Dawari George join us in the studio, and we'll be talking to the candidate himself. But right now, we have Christian Otiasa with us, who is the Deputy Director, debate of the Action Alliance, the DIG group, and he is speaking to us on the visibility of the candidates of the party. And also, again, we shall be looking at the political atmosphere. But again, Christian Otiasa, you've heard the first three callers. Again, many of them still believe that, well, even though you said that there are good indices, but again, they feel that the visibility is low.
Okay, Shegu, let me also tell you. Like I said, we're not kids in election management. And we know the demographics, the voting demographics of River State. We know the dynamism and the character of elections in River State.
Perhaps you want to tell us some of the things you know.
We know where the populations are situated.
So where are they?
We know where the interests are. We know these interests, where they will sway to, given social conditions. And I want to tell you, believe in our process. Lugaman said he does not know Dawari, but he has just spoken of him, that he knows that he's contesting election. In Ogoni, we are doing well. I, by inclination, not by birth, by inclination, I'm an Ogoni man from Weakara. And I know the level of enormity of work we're doing. We also know the cry of the Ogonis. And we will offer them, even as we're offering, something that they've not gotten. And at the nick of time, we will come to it. It will be inescapable. And the Ogoni will support us. And that's why we say we don't attack anybody. The best of friends we have as Rivers people. We also tell you, I'm coming, sir. I'm coming, sir. The Rivers people in every nook and cranny, beyond the partisan persons that would deny truth, know about Dawari. Now, this election will not be decided only by the politicians alone. I said these elections will be decided by every Rivers man and woman and residents. You know, so they will decide. They know majority are in favor. Dawari is not going to get the 100% vote of all Rivers persons. It will have much more than enough to have a landslide victory. Dawari programs stand out for them. They are unique. They are not just unique. They are directed to the problems of Rivers people. And like I said, his manifesto is titled The People's Vision. The People's Vision. We have a study of Rivers State that knows at least 2-3 things, needs of every community in Rivers State. Well, and we're going to implement. I'm coming. That one will be transparent. The problems of Rivers State about businesses are dislocations. We are coming up with strategies that they know that will solve the problem. Even when the space is being eclipsed, the retirees knows that we are talking to them and we are giving them the best offer that will resolve their problem in less than 1 year. And not only that, I'm coming. We'll automate the system that those who are coming behind will not suffer what the president
so as to make this, so as to deepen this conversation.
Yes.
I like your optimism, and I know that this program will not permit us to take a deep dive into the manifesto of Dr. Dawari George. We'll be doing that on another date, and hopefully then we would have the candidates of the party. But again, so many questions are just coming up on the social media. And let me just take a look at some of them. Good morning, Shego, and your guest in the studio. I think the AA candidate does not have the structure to win election in River State. Let him know. Let them know this and know the pace of work. Thank you so much, peace. And another one from Samuel Taminola, Samuel Obene, said, good morning. From the ongoing DIG of the AA is not testing the microphone. This is visible in the way he carries out his plan and campaigns. Before now, others have been complaining of Wike's order, this and that, but he has not done it, but he has not been doing background work. He has been going around. Again, that's another thing, yeah, and that is from Samuel Taminola. Samuel Obene said, well, DIG has not been testing the microphone. I don't know what it means to test the microphone meanwhile. And this one, Awa Mabila says, Shegun, your guest is contradicting and indicting himself, his principal and his campaign council by claiming that he is still a member of the APC, and in the same breath claiming that his principal has no godfather, including Chief Rotimi Amici. How can you be here and there at the same time? Okay. Maybe you want to answer some of those questions?
Yes, let me answer the question.
And by the way, we just have 5 minutes more.
Yes, straightforward. Look, I have liberty to vote credibility. I have liberty not to be limited, not to be fettered by the unproductive, unhelpful dependence or partisanship. The crisis in Rivers State has grown partisanship. We are talking of people who know the terrain, people who have ready-made answers, people that will beyond. We are not producing a governor from Kalabari that is going to rule only Kalabari. We want a governor from Kalabari extraction that will rule Rivers State, that will lead Rivers State to prosperity. The elections, as much as Kalabari will vote, others will vote. If Kalabari vote alone and the whole other 20 LGs vote somebody else, we will not win. So we are bringing somebody that feels the empathy of the other LGs, that will make the infrastructural development even, that will make accountability a watchword, so that much money will come, that will industrialize Rivers State, so that the child of everybody will be employed. And by the time jobs are created, poverty is reduced, and the livelihoods are improved upon, you see that most of these crimes will drop.
And if you will permit me...
I'm coming, sir. We are producing somebody that will introduce technology as the very bedrock of his administration.
You know, again, I've said that we've not delved into the manifesto of Dr. Dawari George, and hopefully we'll do that. But while you are also saying that, I just saw another text message on our Facebook page by Samuel Tamanola Samuel, and he said, what I mean is that, he said, first from Christian Williams. Christian Williams said, Dawari George is a good man, but unfortunately, he's too silent to win election in Rivers State because Governor Wike's developmental project across the state have silent other candidates, including Dr. Dawari George, and that's a point there. And again, Samuel sent us another comment. Samuel said, what I mean by he's not testing the microphone is that he's prepared. It's not just trying his luck. If he will or not, he's ready, he will win. Again, that's saying that he has all it takes to win, but he's not seeing energy. And that is what Samuel is saying here. Maybe you might just explain that in the next 4 minutes.
Yes.
Because we have to go to the second segment of the show.
Yes, let me assure people in the mold of Samuel that Dawari is doing enough.
Samuel is not saying he's not doing enough. Samuel is saying that I am not seeing the energy.
Sorry, sir. Samuel, the likes of Samuel, I want to assure them with all my heart that they should just calm down. Dawari is doing enough. His team is doing enough. And every of our actions are calibrated towards getting the best for ourselves at the right time. And we are always trying to refine it, and we are getting results. We are very comfortable with where we are, and we'll make progress, and certainly will crescendo to the victory. That is number one. Number two, probably you want to hear Dawari come to sit in the studio like I've said very soon.
Definitely we will get that.
Very soon, Dawari will come, and you have more than enough to chew, you know. Then, let me also tell you, you don't need to be afraid. Just be yourself. On the election day, go out and vote your conscience for Dawari. You know Dawari represents the best for Rivers State. Go and vote for him. He will win. Then, what is the fear? That is, you talk about Wike's project. I'm from Soku. I produce oil. Wike has spent 8 years. What has he done in Soku? I am from Akukutoro. He has done 1 or 2 things in Abonima. In Kola, there is no project. In Edama, there is no project. In Abese, there is no project. In Elem Sangama, there is no project. In all other communities, there is no project. And now this is just a basis to be extrapolated to other areas, you know. So when you say you come to Port Harcourt City, parts of Port Harcourt City, and you see some bridges across, that is not enough. Allow Rivers people to validate you or to refuse to validate you. Again, you are even complaining that Dawari is not talking while his teams are everywhere. Our billboards are everywhere talking and all that. Beyond the optics we are producing, we are talking. And we have candidates. Wike is coming for 3rd tenure. No problem. We are facing him. If he's the one on the ballot, we'll face him. If there is a pseudo person on the ballot, we'll face him. We don't have a problem. Our goodwill, the enormity of goodwill Dawari has, is across length and breadth. It's across parties.
Okay.
It's across class. It's across every scale.
Christian Otias, I think we just have to end this segment. But again, we must thank you sincerely. In the coming days, we will definitely have the candidate of the AA, Dr. Dawari George, join us in the studio. And we'll be looking deeply into the manifestos of the party and, of course, the campaign policy of the Action Alliance. Again, maybe just in 60 seconds, one last word before you go.
The last word I have is that Rivers people should go out for what they believe in. What it takes evil to triumph is when good people stay silent. You know that Dawari is the best. Experientially, everything. By his antecedents, is one person you can take his tongue to the market. So go out, cast your vote for Rivers State. Know that we are doing so many things that we will not want to disclose now. And by the time of the election, I bet you, God willing, Dawari will be elected governor of Rivers State come May 2023. He will be sworn in as governor of Rivers State.
And fantastic. Just keep the optimism on. And we'll thank you so much, Christian.
It's a founded optimism, not unfounded optimism. I know what you don't know. I know the affairs. And I know what we have done and what we are still doing. And I know the results will come.
And I must thank you sincerely, Christian Otiasa Livingstone. Thank you so much. And there you have it, the first segment of the show. And we'll be speaking to the Deputy Director